So I've been working on the Koshien video for a bit, the video about the Koshien episodes and everything. That video is taking a while to work on for several reasons. You'll find out why, once it's out. Should be out within a week or so from now, but here's a quick video I'm trying to get out in the space of a single day while you wait. Let's talk about the Shin Nita arc, because people have been asking me. And the main reason I haven't really talked about that much is because I don't really have much to say for now, but I'll give my thoughts nonetheless. The first important thing to mention is that it is a continuation of the reboot. I've seen a bit of argument about oh, is the reboot over now? Are we moving over to something completely different? Is this a spin-off that runs along the side? No. As far as I'm aware, this is an arc that will take over from where the reboot took place, but more importantly, it is still a story arc in the reboot. It's still using the same logo, the same branding, all that other stuff. This is just a flashback arc. I mean, from the very beginning of the reboot, one of the very first things I said was I kind of hope they, expand upon a lot of stuff from G and makes it feel more natural. The main thing was Shin Nita, because in the original Vanguard and for most of the beginning part of G, he was just this silly, clumsy shopkeeper, and that was it really. He didn't really have much to his character other than that. He was just this fun, silly character, and I liked that. I like Shin Nita. But then a little while into G, they kind of had this episode that drops a bombshell on us, where it's like Shin Nita reveals that he was actually kind of a pro Vanguard player this entire time, and he was in a card fight team with Chrono's dad. And it kind of comes out of nowhere, and I was like, well, if you're gonna reboot stuff, you may as well take that idea and integrate it more naturally. When I said integrate it more naturally, I meant, integrate it more naturally. I didn't mean not mention it at all and then have a random flashback arc out of nowhere. So the arc begins on the 24th of August, so pretty soon. And I can't imagine it will be very long. I will admit, I'm kind of interested to see what they do with this. Obviously, they wouldn't drop this out of nowhere if they didn't have any ideas for it, so surely they're going to do some interesting stuff with it. So I'm looking forward to see what they do there. But yeah, this seems very random, and as I mentioned in the next video, the Koshien arc one, I'd be fine with sacrificing this arc if it meant the Koshien got, more episodes for them to actually show the card fights and stuff. So I feel like there's a bit of a mismanagement of priorities here. Again, it's cool, I don't hate the idea of a side character getting his own story arc. But when your main characters are getting shafted because of it, or at least the main characters are getting shafted in general, I feel like it's kind of your responsibility to sacrifice the side character arc so that your main characters can get more focus. But again, we'll see. Prediction. Because this arc has Mikuru and Chrono's dad in it, Chrono's going to appear somewhere. If they're showing Chrono's auntie, and they're showing Chrono's dad, and they're showing, Mamoru and Trinity Dragon, Chrono will appear somewhere in this reboot. It might be in the Shin Nita arc, it might not be. He's going to be in it somewhere. Bushiroad can't help themselves. Outright showing Chrono is the one nostalgia pandery thing that they haven't done yet. I'm honestly having trouble figuring out other nostalgia pandery things that they can do with the reboot anime that they haven't done yet, other than just showing baby Chrono, So that'll be a thing they probably do. Because, again, if you're bringing back Mikuru, then, hey. But, hey, I'm happy they're bringing back Mikuru because that's a second character voiced by Michelle Molyneux. For anyone who doesn't know, Chrono's auntie has the same English voice actor as Rekka. Not that that means anything, because Mikuru is barely a character, but hey. My problem with flashback arcs is, and prequels, is that you know what's gonna happen. We see Misaki, we see Shin Nita, we see all these other characters in the present day, so we know that 1, they survive, 2, any characters that do get introduced into this arc that don't end up appearing in the present day either die or become irrelevant. And we even know, what happens to these characters. We know that something's going to happen that will make Shin Nita decide to, or just be unable to become a pro full time because, he ends up running the card shop with Misaki. Another prediction, I don't know if this has been officially confirmed or not, but I'm going to predict it anyway. This flashback arc will be when we go into a lot more detail with Misaki's parents dying, finally. In fact, we might even see it happen, quote unquote, in real time. That might be when around about when this is set. I don't know if it's too early or it's too late. I'm pretty sure, if I remember all the way back to the Misaki's parent flashback in episode 4, I'm pretty sure that Shin was a teenager in said flashback. It looked more or less the same as he does in this prequel flashback arc, so that's my prediction. I think that this will be set around about the time that Misaki's parents died. So that's, again, I don't know if that's been officially confirmed or not. All there is a Japanese trailer that I can't really glean much information from. If you want to know if I'm excited or I'm cynical or what, I'm kind of in the middle. I don't particularly care for this arc myself so far. There's nothing really selling me on it. But I mean, hey, I'll go into it and I'll judge it the same way I've judged every other arc. If it ends up exceeding my expectations and ends up being really well written and it does its thing really well, then I'll like it. And maybe it's the breath of fresh air we need. I can't help but feel like it is just pointless filler, but I feel like they must have a reason for including it, right? Because it seems a bit too random for them to, unless someone really high up at Bushiroad just really likes Shin Nita. Because again, this is very random, and it's not like, in the current story arc of the anime, they've been like foreshadowing or anything. Again, the closest thing we've had to foreshadowing was the one time we saw teenage Shin Nita in episode 4 of the reboot over a year ago. So yeah, it's not like they've been leading into this gradually. I do wonder if this arc will be in media res. I wonder if this arc will start with just it jumping straight into the flashback, or if it will be contextualized as Aichi's in the card shop after hours and Shin Nita's cleaning up and Aichi's having trouble with the card game and Shin Nita's that reminds me of the time I had a story to do with the card game. It goes like this, and then you get the flashback transition, and then that's when the new arc kind of kicks in. I can't imagine it'll be a long arc, right? It'll probably be short. It'll probably be harmless. I like that they're taking risks, but I'd rather they nail the basics before they start taking risks. Because again, boy, that next video that's coming out soon. Oh boy. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there for now. I wanted this to be a fairly short video where I just kind of throw around some thoughts. I don't have any too massively in-depth thoughts. Again, it really comes down to, if the arc's good, then I'll like it. If the arc's bad, then I won't. Right now, it's too early to tell, but nothing about the premise immediately grabs me necessarily, but it's a cool way of promoting new decks. It does make the metagame seem stagnant, which I'm sure is a minor problem. But you remember in G where they had flashbacks and stuff, and in said flashbacks the characters were still using grade 4 units and strides. And I'm just really? You're trying to imply that the strides have existed before Aichi even started playing the card game? That makes the metagame seem a lot more stagnant than it actually is. And I feel like this prequel arc will suffer the same problem, where they'll have young Shin Nita from a decade ago using imaginary gift 2s. But hey, whatever. So yeah, that's the Shin Nita arc. Yeah. I have nothing really to say other than that. It looks fine.